Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Friday, August 7, 2015, around 7:21 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. It was another dry and clear day, no clouds or rain, low humidity and stuff. It's pretty good for this time of year. It's going to be a cooler than average weekend this upcoming weekend in the 70s and stuff, which is pretty good. We're in the dog days of August, and usually could be heat and humidity, but that's going to make a run at us sooner or later. Not too much news to report, so on to the third and final video blog subject of the night. Tonight's final video blog of the night is the personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is the late great former NWA world champion, Gene Kiniski, Canada's greatest athlete. Gene Kiniski held the NWA world title for about 3 years, from 1966 through 1969. He was one of the most successful heels of all time to hold the NWA World title. He's a legend in the world of professional wrestling. Gene Kiniski was born and he grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He loved sports at a young age, playing football and starting off in wrestling as an amateur wrestler and stuff. He got real big watching amateur wrestling. He was recruited to play football for the University of Arizona, and he actually played in the CFL for the Edmonton Eskimos until a knee injury ended his pro football career. And Gene wanted to become a professional wrestler. He was trained by Dory Funk Sr. Also, he got some training down at the Dungeon in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, by Stu Hart and stuff. And in 1952, Gene Kiniski made his professional wrestling debut. For the next 40 years, he wrestled. Gene Kiniski wrestled first in several regional territories in the United States, winning a lot of titles and stuff, feuding with the men like Bill Watson and Pat O'Connell and Lord James Blears, among others, in the United States for many years. In the late 50s, he had a run in Canada, in the Montreal territory, and the Toronto territory and stuff, winning many regional titles there. And then Gene Kiniski settled his family in Vancouver, British Columbia. In 1960, Gene was one of the first AWA world champions. He beat Vern Gagne, held the belt for a few months before losing it back to him. And then Gene Kiniski wrestled in several regional territories. Amarillo. He also wrestled in Florida and Mid-Atlantic. In 1964, Gene Kiniski had a feud with Bruno Sammartino over the WWF Championship, and Gene Kiniski was getting to be a great wrestler and stuff. His finishing move was the backbreaker and stuff. And then the NWA promoters thought Gene would be a good candidate for an NWA World title run. And in 1965, the NWA Board of Directors voted Gene Kiniski to become the next NWA World Champion. He beat Lou Thesz in January of 1966, and then had a 3-year reign as the NWA World Champion. He traveled all across the world to defend the NWA World title. He faced off against Bobo Brazil, Abdullah the Butcher, Haystacks Calhoun, with Bill Watson, Bill Watts. He's faced Stick the Bruiser, Fritz Von Erich, Walter Von Erich, Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk, and so many others and stuff. And Gene Kiniski's favorite move was the backbreaker and stuff, and he was probably one of the most successful heel champions in NWA history. He broke the rules. He also had the nickname the Gentleman, the Canadian Gentleman as well, but there was nothing gentlemanly for Gene Kiniski in the ring because he broke the rules at all costs and was, very successful as a heel champion. But by 1969, Gene Kiniski was getting tired of traveling as the NWA World Champion. He wanted to spend more time at home in Vancouver, British Columbia to raise his sons, Nick and Kelly Kiniski, and he agreed to drop the NWA World title to Dory Funk Jr. In February of 1969. Dory Funk Jr. beat Gene Kiniski with the spinning toe hold for the NWA World title, and then for the next several years, Gene Kiniski kind of like wrestled in several regional territories, winning world championships and stuff. He actually wrestled in St. Louis territory under a mask as Mask Crimson and stuff in the early 70s. By the middle of the 70s, a couple of times Gene Kiniski would team with Jack Briscoe to face Dory and Terry Funk in like a match that was pretty good and stuff. But by the late 70s, Gene Kiniski was not wrestling too much. He was actually being refereeing in special matches throughout several NWA territories, especially in Canada and stuff. And in 1983, Gene Kiniski came to he was a referee for the first Starrcade main event in a steel cage match, Nature Boy Ric Flair versus Harley Race for the NWA World title. Gene Kiniski was kind of biased to Ric Flair, with trying with Harley Race's actors and stuff. There was rumors going around that they weren't going, Mid-Atlantic was going to have a program with Harley Race and Gene Kiniski because of like Kiniski costing Harley Race the NWA World title. But that did not happen because, you know, they couldn't get a deal done. Gene Kiniski really wanted like to not be in the ring too much, so, and to promote like in Canada for wrestling, he actually promoted some shows for Stampede Wrestling, the AWA in Vancouver, Canada. He watched his sons Nick and Kelly wrestle. They had decent careers, but they did not achieve the success that Gene Kiniski did. Gene Kiniski wrestled from time to time. His last match was in January of 1992, facing it off against Bulldog Bob Brown. In 1993, Gene Kiniski appeared in the corner of Dory Funk Jr. in a match at WCW, first Slamboree facing off against Nick Bockwinkel, who had Vern Gagne in his corner. That was a time limit draw, pretty good match and stuff. That was the last time Gene Kiniski was on the big stage for a major wrestling promotion and stuff. And he made appearances at the Cauliflower Alley Club and stuff, and a few other stuff. Over time, Gene Kiniski's health deteriorated. He suffered from cancer, and he passed away in 2010 at the age of 82. Gene Kiniski's in the NWA Hall of Fame, and he's never been mentioned to become in the WWE Hall of Fame. It probably never will, because he only had a few matches with Bruno Sammartino and at Madison Square Garden, but they were box office hits and stuff. Gene Kiniski was very successful as NWA World Champion, as a heel and stuff, and he's not recognized too much today by lots of people who follow history, but he was a great NWA World Champion in my opinion. And that's about it on Gene Kiniski. That's about it on these video blogs. Tomorrow, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you're going to get 3 more video blogs. The first video blog tomorrow will be about the top 10 NCAA Division I colleges that should take up NCAA hockey. This would be a pretty good one. Second video blog will be about a proposed north-south link linking South Station to North Station in Boston, so an easier way to get there. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about former NWA World Champion and founder of All Japan Wrestling, Giant Baba. And keep calm. And I'm a Julie Button guy, Molly Rosenblatt of Fox 35 Rocks. In the words of Dr. Thomas Shockey, this action will not be tolerated. BMHS. A couple more days into the poetry version on video blog. Lots of great video blogs are coming. And coming next week for the fantasy booking thing, it will be a weekly thing. I'm going to rebook WrestleMania 8 from the Hoosier Dome from Indianapolis, Indiana, and the main event's going to be Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan for the WWE title at WrestleMania 8, plus some of the matches will be changed there for the fantasy booking and stuff. And it's going to be real interesting. 8 more days into the first ever Ask Rich video blog. So Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, start sending in the questions. I need the questions, and they'll be answered. Good night. Bye now.